Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another session of Soul Food Sunday. Soul Food Sunday, as we've always said, it's the day when we actually feed our souls with, we nourish it with some intellectual, information or messages, and we also read the Word of God. And for those who don't read the Bible, I always say that you can actually maybe go back to your Quran or whatever book that you read for inspiration and look for something similar to what we read every Sunday. So today we have part 4 of the book Ikigai. We've been reviewing this book for a while now, and we are looking at part 4 of that book. In that part 4 of the book, we're going to look at anti-fragility in life, and we're going to, introduce it and even define what is fragility in just a moment. But before we get into that, I would want to introduce myself so that for those who haven't met me before or haven't listened to what I have to say, they have to understand at least who I am. I'm Lucy Munga, a certified transformative coach and a leadership and executive coach. I'm recognized by ICF as a coach, and I'm certified in transformative coaching. I'm a business strategist focusing on wealth creation for owners of startups or even business and even employees. And in fact, the slogan that I use is build a lifestyle business. A lifestyle business means a business that you can work on anywhere, wherever you are, and you're satisfied and you're passionate about it. In fact, you don't tire, it's part of your lifestyle. In fact, one of the reasons we're reviewing this particular book is because your purpose in life should not feel like work. It should actually feel like something that you're born to do. All right? If you haven't found what your purpose is in life, then you would need to watch all the sessions that we have recorded so far. I'd also want to go ahead and say I am the founder of Fab Life Community and Amara Campus Online. And I'm also an author of 2 books, that is Top 5 Secrets for Finding Your Ideal Clients Online, and also 11 Steps to Monetize Your Message. The second book is actually a free ebook. So I've already said that I'm a coach. I'm also a course creator, and I can assist you in creating courses. And also, I can help you write and publish books as much as you want. All right. So if you would want to speak with me anytime, please get in touch with me by checking my contacts in the comments below in this YouTube channel. And before we go ahead, let me first display my slides. All right. So the lessons we are learning today is about Japanese secret to a long and happy life. And before we go ahead, please subscribe to this channel and click on the bell button so that you can be notified anytime that I upload new videos. I do that every Saturday. And if you keep checking this channel every Saturday, you'll be able to see the next lesson. So as I said, today we are speaking about anti-fragility in life. And I have already introduced myself, so we go ahead to the next slide and start by what is it that we can feed our soul with today being a Sunday. All right. Number 1 is be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most every opportunity because the days are evil. Ephesians 5:15-16. Every time we read these verses, please try and interpret them and understand them as much as you can. All right. The second verse is about throw all your anxiety onto him because he cares about you. That is 1 Peter 5:7. And the third one is as water reflects the face, so as life reflects on our hearts. All right. So those are the 3 quotations, but the word for today again is also another verse in the Bible. And to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. So if you're watching this at this point in time, it's because there's a purpose and the reason that you're watching this. I know I shared these particular verses last time, and I still want to re-emphasize because there is a time for everything. So if you're here watching this and looking for your purpose in life and what you can do without retiring, then that is why we need to re-emphasize over and over again on these particular words. All right, so what is this anti-fragility in life that we're speaking about today? Before we talk about anti-fragility, let's speak about what is fragility itself. According to the dictionary, the quality of life, of being easily broken or damaged, is one of the definitions from the Oxford Dictionary. The quality of being easily broken or damaged. The other definition is the quality of being delicate or vulnerable. And I'm just wondering, why do we call it quality, right? If you're being broken and damaged or delicate and vulnerable, why is it a quality? And we'll learn that as we go along tonight. All right, let's first have a self-reflection. Is there something that you have in mind that is no longer serving you? Something that you no longer want to do, something that you feel you've been doing over and over again, and you no longer want to do it anymore, all right? So find what that is and perhaps you can write it down. What is that that makes you feel vulnerable, broken, damaged? Keep writing down each one of these because it's not all wrong. Sometimes it could be that it is something or a lesson that you need to learn from what is happening to you, all right? There are other times that you feel unworthy, underserving, or even undeserving, all right? And you know, if you are in that particular state, as most people in 2020 and 2021 have been having all these types of feelings, you need to take a moment and reflect on them and find out, why are you so fragile? Why is that fragility or brokenness or feeling damaged or feeling so vulnerable happening to you at the moment? And I must say is that sometimes you need to, as you reflect on these particular words, you need to find out, what lessons am I supposed to be learning from this? Because there's nothing that happens in life accidentally. Everything is here for us to learn something. And if you could reflect, read about it, even jot down what is crossing your mind without even thinking too much about it, you will find out that there's something that you need perhaps to change, to amend, or even to stop doing, or even to accelerate so that it can be better. All right. So, but for now, first do a reflection on your fragility at the moment. The second point is that create some redundancies. Once you have assessed yourself, then you need to start creating some redundancies. This is what IKIGAI book teaches us. What are the redundancies? Multiple sources of income is one form of redundancies. Do not just rely on a salary. Perhaps look at it this way. Your fragile moment at this moment is when you feel perhaps your salary is not enough, or maybe you feel you deserve to be paid much better, but it's not happening. Maybe one way to create a redundancy is actually to have a second income. In fact, the Japanese have a plan A and a plan B. Usually they have a primary source of income and have a plan B, a secondary source of income, which is usually a vegetable garden. That's what the book says. But for you, it doesn't have to be a vegetable garden. You can have a second source of income, which is perhaps a passive income. What are you doing? Are you investing, or what do you do with your money? Or is it that once you get your salary, it all goes to expenses and you finish it even before half through the month? Do you have anywhere you do some investment of some sort? That's a question. So you must have a plan A and a plan B. Because in any case, if you have a salary, it will not be forever. There will be a time when you'll have to stop being employed and you have to perhaps resign or retire or whatever it is. Or maybe you may want just to start something different or do something different. Secondly, it's not putting all your eggs in one basket, all right? Not putting all your eggs in one basket. And in fact, that's what the Japanese teach us, that when you get your money, you can have some different places that you're investing. If you buy some shares, for example, in another place you buy a treasury bond, and another thing you put into some insurance policies, what that means is that if perhaps the shares are not performing very well, something else is performing well. All right? So don't put everything in one basket. And avoid comfort zones. The moment you feel so comfortable and there's nothing troubling you, and you're just getting money, going home, spending, and nothing is getting in your way, there's nothing you're trying to resolve, those comfort zones are danger signs. It's actually a red flag. If you're feeling too comfortable with your salary, think twice. Okay? Let me leave that as homework for you, what think twice means to you. But right now, I want to introduce to you a second point whereby you need to act conservatively. What does that mean? Acting conservatively means that you're not taking big risks at the onset, because some big risks might sink you. You're advised, that's what the book tells us, to take small risks to start with and then build on as you go along. If, for example, you've bought an insurance policy, that's very comfortable, and you just pay per month, and maybe after a few years, you're paid the lump sum plus some gains that comes with it. So today I want to introduce to you an investment formula that is a 50, 30, 20 rule. This one has been used quite a lot, and in fact, I also use it myself. So I'm introducing to you something that I also use. What a 50, 20, 30 rule means is that it advises you to split your income using this rule into three. One is build your investments and savings using 20% of your income. That is the insurance policies I was talking about, shares, T-bills, T-bonds, money market fund, investing in real estate, business growth, and so on. Those investments or savings, make sure that you put an exact 20% of your income. So consolidate all your income from different sources and take 20% as a number one step and push it to all your investments and savings. Number two, 50%, that is half of your income, use it for the necessities or your needs and obligations. That is your rent, your electricity, water, transport, groceries, and even insurance comes in here. That is like medical insurance, right? So just put those into your needs and obligations. And because definitely these are things you cannot do without. And then 30%, what it advocates for is that you can use this for other things like travel, movies, hangout, dinner, bridal shower, funeral expenses, and whatever you help in the society. I find 30% a little bit on the higher side, but if you could start with this formula, then it would be very, very good for you. So the first step is you first go back to the last 2 to 3 months, assess how your formula looks like. How much have you been spending on needs and obligations? How much have you been investing? Is it a zero? Because I realize most of the young people don't invest at all. Do you have an insurance policy, like a life insurance, education policy or something? Have you bought some shares somewhere? If you haven't done any of this, of course, it will be a zero for you. Then when it comes to movies, hangouts, and dinner, how much are you spending? What percentage? You can assess a few months backwards, right, from today, and see on average, how have you been allocating your money? Is it a 90, 10, 0 formula that you have? Or you just have 100% on needs and obligations and nothing else? What is this that you have? All right. And then if you want now to modify that formula to be able to come closer to a 50-30 rule, 30-20 rule, then you may need to start with those small risks I was talking about. Yeah, just start with perhaps a money market fund, right? Just open one and start pushing in $10, $20, or 1,000 Kenya shillings, or whatever you have. Start pushing it in there. And then you start now modifying your your 50-30-20 rule, correctly. And eventually to start balancing. The next thing you can also start doing is look at your wants, because wants are not a must, right? How much are you spending on hangouts and dinners and bridal showers and such, helping other people travel, eating out? How much are you spending on that? And how much can you reduce from there and then push it into your savings and investments? So it's up to you now to sit down with a pen and paper and do your calculations if you want to make a change in your life. Remember, as we read this book, Ikigai, we want also to implement what we are learning. And that is why perhaps I'm even bringing in the 50-30-20 rule, which is not in that book, but it's something that I use myself, just sharing this with you so that you're also able to make something different for yourself. You want a better future, a better tomorrow, all right? So act conservatively and ensure that you're starting to build a legacy by building some investment and some savings as we go along, all right? Number 3, get rid of things that make you fragile, all right? You need to list down what is not working for you. For example, are there some investments that you've been making and they're making lots of losses, right? I remember there was a time I tried farming, actually. I started planting onions, and that is not too long time ago. That was just last year, the year 2020. And as I planted onions, calculated everything, it was gonna be very profitable. But what happened? 80% of it got stolen. Yes, it did. So I thought, wow, I was very keen on doing farming, and I even started, I had very nice produce, but security wasn't the best, and that got stolen. So that investment didn't actually work out as I expected. And therefore, when I go farming again in future, because I'm not doing it right now, I will be more cautious. I learned all my lessons that security is actually a major factor where I come from, and therefore I need to plan much better, in a better way. And therefore, if there are some investments that perhaps you're putting money into and yet they're not working out for you, you're not getting a return out of that, please get rid of them. I remember there's a certain friend of mine who was selling some clothes. She had a paying job, she had a salary, but at the same time, she had a shop where she used to import some clothes and sell. But the people she had employed used to really, I guess steal or something, because she wasn't making profits. And I asked her, for how long have you been doing this? 5 years. Yes, for 5 years, she hadn't made any profit. In fact, the only money she made was to pay rent and the salaries for the person who was working for her. The business had not even broken even. It hadn't grown anywhere. She couldn't pay herself at all. And I asked her, you need to perhaps sit down and ask yourself, is it worth it? Yes, you spent quite a bit for the last 5 years, but perhaps it's a time you may want to give it up, right? If it's not working, it's not working. All right? Okay. So those were the 3 top lessons that we're learning today about anti-fragility and how you can actually ensure that you correct the situation if it's not working for you. And therefore, my first question is, what are the top 3 things that you've learned today that you want to start doing? Perhaps you want to start by looking at your expenses, your investment, your needs, your wants, and everything that you're doing, and see how you're spending your money. Maybe that's number 1 you want to start doing. What else do you want to do? There are top 3 that you need to pick from today's lesson, and you want to start doing to improve your life. Because as I said, I'm a business lifestyle coach or a lifestyle business coach, and I help you build a business around your lifestyle, not the other way around. Okay? Number 2, what is this you want to stop or change? Because there's something you've been doing over and over again and it's not working for you. You must stop doing it. You must change the way you've been doing it. So again, you need to pick top 3 things that you want to change. And if you want to learn more on how you can make your year 2022 better for you, there's a vision board workshop that's coming up very soon. It will be on 27th of November. That will be on a Saturday morning. It will be a half-day workshop. And in this workshop, you're going to come up not only with a vision board, but also your personal strategic plan for the next 5 years. Isn't that good? So please look out for the invite and please sign up. Thank you so much and looking forward to seeing you soon. And goodbye for now. And before you sign out, please click on that subscribe button and let's meet next time. And you can watch many other videos on this channel. It was lovely having you tonight. Goodbye for now and see you soon.